in a while. Now where do we go for this thing? Lady Monage. What's her name? Mirage? Mirang? Marine? Mirage? Montage? I forgot.
Ah, Lady de Sade. Did you get my message?
Unfortunately.
Indeed. The arrival of the de Vespe family in Tirfredi is surprising, and no doubt worrying. But without knowing their intentions...
Nothing good can come from that family, for the interests of the Dorsey family and Serene. But I truly cannot tell you anything about the reason for their presence. The message I received was brief. Aurelia de Vespe announced her arrival on the island and asked to see your cousin as soon as possible. She and her entourage seem to have settled in a region that I do not know. Adag ol Credo, north of Vikshadir. I think it would be good for you to locate her and try to find out more.
I know the place. It's close to a cove that we sometimes used to get supplies. We stopped using it when we lost a ship there. But I've never set foot there. I seem to remember the natives considered the region as sacred.
You should also take advantage and visit these unknown lands. Who knows what they have in store for us?
You're right. It's better for us to go and see what it's all about. What can you tell me about the de Vespe family? I've never met them, and everything I know is hearsay.
And, strange and worrying as it is, the rumors are justified for the most part. Nevertheless, I'm not an expert, and I've been away from the continent for a long time. I'm sure Sir de Caution will be able to tell you more.
As usual.
But know that they have envied the Dorsey family's power in the congregation for generations. They have tried to impose themselves many times at its head, holding up the antiquity of their city Peren as a pretext. They bribe messengers, use blackmail and trickery, even murder, according to some people. And don't back down for anything. Be very careful with them, Your Excellency, and don't believe a single one of their lies. They're real vipers. Do you have any other questions?
What do you know about Aurelia de Vespe? Is she an important member of the family?
As far as I know, she's the prince's favorite daughter, and the only one left. I seem to remember that she was married to a promising young nobleman for a few years. I heard he died in suspicious circumstances.
Of course he did.
But I couldn't tell you what happened or if it's even true. But if you want to find out more about her before you go to meet her, you should go to speak to Sir de Caution. Do you have any other questions?
Do you know the city of Peren?
Legend would have it that it's the oldest city in the congregation, and its ruins bear witness to a glorious past. It's a beautiful city with a river running through it, and whose art and architecture have long been a source of inspiration for the old world. Nevertheless, it doesn't have direct access to the sea, which stopped it from thriving and becoming as powerful as Serene. That's what finally pushed it into the background amidst the larger cities. Do you have any other questions?
Goodbye, Lady Morange.
Goodbye, Your Excellency. Be careful. Don't underestimate the trickery of the de Vespes.
De Vespes. Subtle naming choice. It's interesting because when we first received the letter, I got an impression that we had some sort of previous relationship with them personally. Like that we personally were in a bad relationship with them. Excusez-moi. Oh, wrong one. It's funny how she described the family like they're such villains, but really our family is not better.
Desade, you seem somewhat gloomy. What's troubling you?
As you may have heard, the de Vespe family has sent a delegation to the island. It's led by the prince's daughter herself.
Ah, most curious. And very worrying indeed. But you didn't come all this way in person just to bring me the bad news, I take it?
You read my mind. Knowledge is power. I need all the information you've got. What can you tell me about this family?
Well, the House of Vespe has a very long history. They gained their first noble titles through violence a few centuries ago. Then, commerce and close ties with Teleme saw them rise to become the princes of Peren, their ancestral city.
Close ties with
However, their
Teleme.
lust for power is boundless. And it's no secret they wish to reign over the whole congregation. No luck on that front so far, naturally. Their
Naturally.
ambitions have always been curbed by the Dorsays, along with Serene's strategic advantages over Peren.
Okay.
Quite the history, then. And what about today?
Well, they're more ambitious than ever. When the Malicor epidemic hit Serene as hard as it did, they saw it merely as a weakness to exploit. They attempted a series of maneuvers to oust your uncle from the council. But then the epidemic ended up hitting Peren too. However, I don't think they've given up. And if they've come all the way here, it's surely to gain influence and to undermine your family. Was there anything else you wish to ask?
Do you know anything in particular about the prince's daughter, Aurelia de Vespe?
She's a young woman, about your age. Very beautiful, so they say. And she's dearly beloved by her father. Despite her age, she's already endured her fair share of tragedy. Her husband, whom I'm told she deeply loved, was brutally murdered not long ago.
Oh.
What's more, Aurelia's older brother, Octave,
By our
de
family
Vespe,
then.
is
Probably.
rumored to be the one behind it.
Oh,
I don't
brother.
just mean he gave the order. That said, don't be fooled into thinking she's but a tragic, defenseless young widow. Oh, she's very much her father's daughter. Ambitions and all. I have no doubt she'll be a formidable opponent for yourself and Constantine.
Is she
Treat
gonna be
her
an enemy
as
or
such.
frenemy?
Was there anything else you wish to ask?
Given this family's reputation, what's stopping us from arresting them on the spot?
What, without evidence?
Exactly.
That would do no good to your uncle's reputation and his position on the continent. I'm sure your cousin would delight in watching him squirm.
You can just
The
arrest
Dorsey
people you don't
family
like.
could never recover from such a situation. If you arrest her without evidence, the council would be forced to intervene. And that is exactly what that old serpent, Alexandre de Vespe, wants. No, you must play along for now, but be extremely vigilant. Look out for poison in particular. The de Vespes have untraceable poisons down to a science. Their other weapon is compromising information, which they store in special chests without keyholes. Should slander not suffice, their assassins step in. It is said that Peren's river is riddled with the bodies of their enemies. Take care you don't end up joining them. Was there anything else you wish to ask?
Spooky.
I must be on my way. Goodbye, Professor.
Goodbye, and tread carefully.
So we're gonna meet her. Meeting Aurelia. You know, with the stories game like this, it usually like start imagining where all this is going a little bit in. As in, how would you end all of it? And so far, and I'm not sure if I see any logical end. To this. Could we force all the colonists of the island make some sort of like cataclysm that would make everyone leave? Or do we become a ruler instead of Constantine? Is that the end? Do we die? Do we become a guardian of the island because we are already all nominavi? Oh, nominavi. This looks prettier though than the one I have now. Oh, very strange. Where is this going is what I'm trying to say. Should I check this out? Or was it the one? Flying ones.
Let's see if you can ward off this fight.
Hello. Hmm. Can I not walk on the tree? This looks like a tree I could use. It's also not where I'm supposed to. Do I need the vigor? Or am I blind? Is this game good? I think so. It's a very narrative driven RPG. It depends on what you're looking for in games. I like good stories. And this game definitely has an interesting story. It also has very good voice acting. And it's very atmospheric. It has a beautiful world. A lot of difficult questions. I need to go there, I need to go here. You also play Baldur's Gate? No. I know Baldur's Gate. I played a little bit, but Baldur's Gate is long. It's so long. I think Baldur's Gate is a very good game. You just need a lot of time and commitment. I think Baldur's Gate might also be more exciting to play with some friends. Cyberpunk is also a very good game. Although it was so buggy when it first came out. Okay, what do we have here? I'm going to log the camp. These are ruins. Definitely some ruins of an old city, which is probably why they are here. It's pretty good now? I would hope so. Oh. Hello. Kitty, 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 kitty. You are new. Ooh.
Bit of poison on my brain. And let's go!
Bipedal kitties. Bipedal kitties is interesting. Escrigat. Ooh. Escrigat, a swift and agile feline, which can stand on its hind legs, powerfully built to give them great jumping power. They live in hunting packs and are able to hide and sneak up on their prey before they attack. This subspecies of Escrigat is as swift and agile as its cousins. Certain areas of its fur are enforced with thick thorn-like tissue, which serves as an excellent natural armor. With a flick of its barbed tail, the subspecies of Escrigat can fling barbs at its enemies from great distances. Their lethal barbs are covered with powerful poison. Good to know, I guess. Why am I here if this is not what I was trying to go? How do I keep getting lost? I like the subtle drums. This DLC definitely has a new soundtrack. I will not explore too in detail right now because I think the point is to speak to her first and then come here. But I just want to unlock this as a travel point. So we can save time later. Shall we? I don't think this is passable. This should be passable. But I don't know if we will be able to actually jump up here. So I think let's go back. If we can jump up there. And then we're definitely gonna explore this whole place later. We might not be able to go back. Sea People ruins. Sea People is their name for our ancestors. Worst case scenario, we use the fire to travel. Hello, kitties.
Move away. Things are about to get dicey.
Things are about to get dicey. If you didn't know. It is very important that you know that things get dicey in this game. Very interesting music choice. Hello, Aurelia. Ooh, interesting defenses. You're ready for war. I'm offering a reward for anybody who finds my friend. He's one of Her Highness' servants. Her Highness. Haha. We were to meet her near an insult board and never turned up. Interesting that she has people calling her Her Highness. Is she a queen? Message to the camp guards. The youths have managed to infiltrate our camp several times to steal our equipments. Be careful, one of them was wounded, but they could come back. To those of you who read this message, if you come across that band of robbers, please dispose of them. Okay. Let's talk to this Aurelia. She looks hot though. Enemy or frenemy?
Visitors.
I like your armor. Do share.
Legate de Sade, I presume.
Indeed.
Pleasure.
Delighted to meet you, Your Grace.
The accounts I've been given of you and your companions don't do you justice. Truly, it is a pleasure. We're going to become wonderful friends, you and I'm sure of it. Say, aren't we going to be cousins soon?
Pardon me, Your Grace, but I'm not sure.
Are you
I
gonna
follow.
marry Constantine?
And if I may ask, what is it precisely that brings you to this remote
She wants to
island?
marry Constantine.
Haven't you heard? Well, it seems the messengers on this island are not particularly reliable.
Did you know he's turning into
No
a tree?
matter. Your uncle and my father have decided that your cousin, Prince Constantine, and I are to be married. So, here I am.
My. This is incredible news.
I know you must be surprised. However, this alliance will be a wonderful way to put an end to the enmity between us, don't you think?
Indeed. But I should warn you that you might find my cousin to be different.
Different? I suppose it's normal for a long journey through these new lands to
Nope.
change a person.
Literally
As you may have
turning into a
heard,
tree.
He caught the Malachor. The magic present on this island cured him, but it also changed him.
Truly, it's a miracle he's recovered at all. I'm not surprised that it's left its mark. Still, I'm certain it won't affect our wedding, I assure you. Then, you and I will be cousins, of course. Furthermore, I was hoping I might be able to count on your assistance.
Of course, Your Grace. What can I do for you?
You see, I didn't want to impose myself on New Serene until all the necessary arrangements had been made for my arrival. I had the Naughts drop us off in a quiet place outside the city. Too far outside the city, clearly. There were these savages and bandits skulking around the woods and threatening us. They even robbed me. Worst of all, they took the chest in which I was keeping the marriage contract.
We try not to use the term savages. We're on their land, after all. And the congregation's aim here is to do business.
Right you are. Please excuse me. I'm still not entirely used to these new surroundings. In any case, it's absolutely mortifying to have to ask you this, but you know the island and its inhabitants better than I do. Could you perhaps retrieve the chest for me? I would be
Okay.
eternally grateful. Cousin.
Can you tell me more about the theft?
Of course. We were unloading our things from those horrid little boats that the Naughts get about in when it was taken. I was
Horrid
busy
little
setting up
boats.
camp at the time, so I didn't see who it was. My men
What do
didn't
you-
see much either, because it was dark. But certain natives from the region stopped by in the morning. They were aggressive and insisted that we leave. I'm sure they were behind the robbery, unless it was just bandits. There were a couple that my men chased away, but that's all I know.
Thank you. We'll get about finding it.
Is there anything else?
I won't deny that I'm surprised to hear about your engagement to my cousin, despite the excellent reason you put forth.
Surely you didn't think your cousin would stay single forever? Perhaps you thought to remedy this yourself?
No.
Know that although the decision was not my own, I'm very pleased about it. I got the impression your uncle thought a wedding might calm your cousin a little. And now that he's in the role of governor, he needs a wife of his standing. My father saw an opportunity to get me away from Peren, where I was in great danger, and found me a worthy husband in the process. But again, it's clear that their main intention was to put an end to years of conflict. Is there anything else?
Since we're going to be cousins, I'll have to get to know you better.
Well, aren't you just lovely? I'm afraid there isn't much to tell. I was raised like any good princess, educated in both arts and arms. But, as I had several older brothers, I was never really given a political role. I'm still my father's favorite, though. You may know that I've already been married once, but my husband was murdered in cold blood as part of a plot at court.
I'm very sorry for your loss. Please accept my deepest condolences.
You're too kind. After he died, my father decided it was best to send me away from Peren. He knew your cousin was unmarried and was tired of the futile disputes between our families. So he contacted Prince d'Orsay, and the rest is history. Is there anything else?
I'm fascinated.
I must be going, Your Grace.
But of course. Goodbye, dear cousin.
I wonder if... Okay, this is a bit like...
I
Break.
simply cannot believe that Prince d'Orsay would marry his son to that princess. His father may not much like Constantine, but not to the point he would consent to him marrying a family's worst enemy.
I can't believe it either. There's too much rancor between our families.
You know your family's political schemes and your uncle much better than I. If you think there's room for doubt...
Yes. I suggest we examine that wedding contract closely.
How convenient is that she lost it? Well, like, if I break the wall for a little bit, I think the fact that this is DLC makes it pretty clear that the marriage isn't likely to come into force, because that would affect the main story. Spadassin. Spadassin. What the hell is Spadassin? I know assassin. And what the hell is Spadassin? Ooh, armor. Spadassin armor. Whichever the hell it is. Can't wait. Oh, for the next talent point. Where are we going? Ah, of course. Perfect. Da-da-da-da. down here. Beside the path out. Interesting choice of the landing place, really, Aurelia.
If I've understood correctly, the chest was here when it was stolen. Ah, there are footprints which lead away from the camp.
Before we follow the footprints. Letter from servant to his beloved. Blanche, my sweet, I have gone to fetch some oars from the old shipwreck to take out my boat. Wait for me here this soon. Interesting place. I want to do something. Before I continue on. I get too curious.
Karans, do you need something?
I must leave you. See you later.
I get too curious if Zero has something to say about the ruins when we get to the ruins. She probably doesn't. Let's be honest. Oh. It's actually back here. Never mind.
There are other footprints here. They're quite deep, as if the person who made them were carrying a heavy load. We're on the right path.
Hello. Would anyone like to speak to me? No? More kitties.
The undergrowth has been crushed. Several people passed through here.
almost jump scared. If I didn't see the other ones in the distance, I would be jump scared. Interesting little ritual place. Whose bones are those though? And these whale bones? Why are whale bones so high up? Far from the shore. Nice. Swipe. Very. And it out. Someone is gonna try and poison us. And by someone, I mean we all know who. That looks like, you know, how molten lava from the volcano cools, turns into rock. That looks exactly like just lava. Molten rock.
The footprints seem less hurried. The thieves must have felt safer here. We must be getting close.
Interesting deduction. Speaking of deduction, I clicked on my wish list on Steam to see what was on autumn sale. And a lot of Sherlock Holmes games were like 80% off, 90% off. So I bought a couple. Although I've never tried them before. The shadow of the water is so interesting. It looked intriguing. I wonder. You're not who I expect here. I expect human enemies.
Eggs regat are rare on this island. We don't see many around here. But I'm convinced they don't eat their prey where they catch it. They would normally take it back to their lair.
Maybe they were about to do just that when we got here. Let's look around. We'll soon find out. And let's not forget Aurelia's chest.
Indeed.
This campfire is strange. The ashes and embers are laid out as they should be, but the ground beneath them is untouched. This campfire has not been used. It seems as though it was just laid out as a prop. The poor souls didn't enjoy their loot very long. It looks as though they were attacked as soon as they settled down here. I'm troubled by this fake campfire. It casts a strange light upon this whole affair. And considering all we know about her family, I can't help
It was
thinking
strange from the
Aurelia
beginning.
Vesp is responsible. The question is, why? I suppose we'll only find out once we've talked to her again. We'd best go back to the camp and return the chest.
We can go. We are dropping a little bit of frames because it's getting later and internet is getting more crowded as people come home from work.
But a Vesp coat of arms. This must be the chest Aurelia asked us to find.
Is there any way to open it? We could examine this contract of hers.
I can't see a lock. And we'd be hard-pressed to explain why we broke it. We'd better bring it back untouched.
Wait. Look, there seem to be soldiers over there. We should observe them before jumping into their arms.
Yes, let's.